Well, this is Maddie, and this is Adrian, Vernon. Maddie, your last name is Chera?
Yeah.
Okay, and can you tell us where you're from and what you're doing here?
Sure. I'm a PhD student at Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana in the States, and I am studying the anthropology of food. And so I'm here on an ethnographic field school with Dr. Richard Wilk, studying the possibility of making a connection between the rural Mayan farmers and tourism industry in Placencia to see if we can make a more farm-to-table local food system here. So it's kind of a fact-finding mission, and I've been interning with PCSD for 3 weeks here with Adrian mostly and Mary.
And what have you been doing while you're here?
We've been doing some office work. We're preparing a proposal for to submit to the World Wildlife Fund for a project that would be working with local primary school students to make a edible and medicinal foods or plants booklet, a field guide for the peninsula. And then we were also, Adrian's been working on a proposal to the government to make a reserve on the Placencia Lagoon, so I was helping him a little bit with that. But then we've also been out looking at edible and medicinal plants, trying to figure out what some mushrooms, unidentified mushrooms are, and also taking water samples in the lagoon to see what the algae growth is there. So we've been out and about, and then in the office a little bit too.
Adrian, how have you and Maddie been working together? Has it worked out pretty well?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty easy, actually. I just take all my work and give Maddie.
Sounds cool.
I sit here and I sleep. The thing is, it's been working well because from the first day we just kind of got together and decided, look, okay, this is what you're interested in. These are some of the things that I need to do, but we want to focus a bit on what you're looking at as well. So after our first couple of days, we went out and we did a little field run around, just so that she got comfortable and got to know some of the plants that we're looking to work with, A lot of interesting shots on mushrooms, which is something that we would like to see more done on, for edible mushrooms in Belize.
You mean you guys didn't try any of them?
We didn't have any patsies along that we can actually convince to eat a piece,
You said Maddie said you went out into the lagoon to do some sampling. What was that all about?
Yeah, we went out on the lagoon. There's been a lot of problem lately with high algae bloom throughout the coast of Belize. It seems to be, we've been trying to figure out what's it coming from and, how bad it is, what kind of problems we may end up seeing from it. And right now, we've just been able to get some samples. Everything's pretty much saying the same thing. We're having high blooms in different areas. Some areas seem to have gotten flushed, and then all of a sudden again we're starting to see the same thing pop up again in the same areas,
What kind of algae are they?
Right now it seems that most of what we're having is blue-green algae.
And nobody knows where that's coming from or why?
Really, we think it. Right now we can, I guess, theorize and say, or look at things that has been happening in the past and just assume that it's caused by different things that has been laid back and just gathering, added up with the long dry that we've had, and just made for one hell of a bloom.
And the heat, probably?
Yeah, the heat
and the drought.
The dry, first of all. We've had reports from some people that they've seen dead fish, and then you ask others and they're like, well, we're not seeing any dead. We think that whatever dead we're seeing is just from fish coming up too fast to spawn. People have their own theories, but until we can get something solid on the ground, we won't know. Other than that, we've been doing quite a few things. Maddie and them, they had their first lessons, I guess, in Creole was on meeting someone, and you know how that goes in a typical Creole situation. you don't just meet somebody, you got to know them before I can tell you anything otherwise, you know. And then we did a bit of food together, and then our last lesson was the shush, you know, and talking about all the shush and the gossip going on, and so how that would occur, pulling in different people and scenarios. And I guess we'll end off our lessons with a lot of Belizean folklore, more than likely our oldest, something coming from Anansi and then coming directly home to Placencia with a lot of stuff from our local folklore, which mostly include a lot of ghosts.
So what will you do now now that you've been here as an intern? What will you do when you go back to the States?
Well, I'm going back for my second year of graduate school in the fall, back to Indiana, and it's about time that I started really figuring out what my dissertation topic's going to be, so I have to narrow that down a little bit more. But I got some support from one of the departments at the school to come here, so I'm going to be preparing a presentation about my experience and everything that I've learned, and I'm hoping that maybe some of what I've learned here I can use in the future. Like, I took some GPS points of when I was in the Mayan villages, and I'm hoping that this can kind of be the jumping off point for other projects like that. And I took an ethnobotany class last year and was really interested in it, and I haven't done a lot of botanical research myself, but working on this project with PCSD has made me even more interested in ethnobotany, so hopefully I can keep working on that too.
Well, great. Thanks. We really enjoyed having you here, and we're really sorry you're leaving so soon, day after tomorrow.
Thank you for welcoming me and teaching me so much. I really appreciate this opportunity, so thank you.